Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 14th of February 2023. Yesterday's video I was talking about the importance of chipping away at preconceived notions about the system and the state and the powers that shouldn't be, and if we can keep chipping away at the public psyche, hopefully we can eventually get to a place where, well, basically we'll all be in a much better place really, and get rid of the old systems, the old paradigms, and try and get something in eventually that is going to be much better for ordinary people like me and like you. And I'm going to carry on with that today by shattering, hopefully, well, maybe not shattering, it's too strong a word, but maybe altering a paradigm that you might have in your head right now. And many other people out there definitely have got this in their heads, and I'm just going to show you how it is in fact rather false and what the truth is. I saw this diagram before, I don't know where, but I was reminded about it at this event I attended at the weekend. And I made a start on this diagram. Let's just grab it here. So that is the political system that we've all grown up with and come to know and love. So you've got the left and the right. Probably looks the other way around to you, but when I was drawing this diagram, it was the right was on my right kind of thing. But where are we? So you've got the left there, and you got your right there, and then you've got obviously the centre there, and then moderate left, moderate right, etc. Doesn't really matter where you are on that spectrum. I'm sure you're placing yourself on that spectrum right now, and you know many other people who are on that spectrum somewhere or the other. But this is all a distraction. Actually, just a little bit of history. First of all, where this all came from, this whole left and right thing. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I have heard it on fairly good authority from some pretty decent, knowledgeable people, about where the whole left and right paradigm came from. In post-revolutionary France, when they had their National Assembly, so I'm guessing you're talking about sort of 1790s post-revolutionary France, and their assembly, which is equivalent to Parliament or to Congress if you're in the States, and apparently the more extreme revolutionaries sat on the left-hand side, and the more moderate guys sat on the right-hand side. So that is, I believe, where the whole thing came from. But I'm just going to do a little bit of drawing here, and just bear with me a moment, because all our lives we've been operating on that horizontal plane, left to right, but there is a vertical plane as well, which I'm just drawing in here. And I believe that the horizontal plane, the left and right thing, is a distraction to take your mind and everybody else's mind off of this vertical plane. And there we go, finished drawing that. And that is the vertical plane. So let's just, I might have to move that around. So the vertical plane, right at the top there, you've got freedom, and at the bottom there, you've got tyranny. Now, it doesn't matter what side you're on there, both the right and the left are equally capable of taking you down to sort of into tyranny there. Let's just draw that in there. And they're equally as capable of taking you up towards freedom as well. So that's really what it looks like as far as I'm concerned in my mind. And If you don't believe me that both the left and the right are equally as capable of tyranny, well, what have we seen over the last 3 years? Sort of Johnson's government, who put us into lockdown, and all of the lurgy tyranny. He is supposedly on the right-hand side of the left-right spectrum. And of course, over there in the States, we've got Biden, who is equally tyrannical as far as all of the lurgy stuff is concerned, and he's on the left-hand side of the spectrum. Although, don't forget, it wasn't him who actually brought in the lockdowns, it was his predecessor, who was obviously on the right side of the equation. But what I'm saying is both sides are equally as capable of taking you down there towards tyranny, and both sides are equally capable of taking you up closer to freedom. On the right, you've got your sort of libertarians who do that, and on the left, I suppose, your traditional liberals, not your kind of the ones today, but what you'd call your traditional liberals, who are also in favour of that end of the vertical sort of scale there. But what I'm going to conclude this little talk on is, I believe this whole left-right thing here, the whole horizontal plane, is to take your mind off of this vertical one, and that is the one we need to concentrate on. If you're watching this, you'll probably would much rather be up here at the top end, the freedom end of the scale, rather than being down here. I don't know who would want to be down there, apart from the powers that shouldn't be, but they've got all manner of tricks to persuade you that going down towards there is for the greater good. You know, they'll dream up all kinds of threats. We've seen that in action over the last few years, last couple of decades. You've got the lurgy thing. You've also got the whole climate thing as well, which I believe they're just all mechanisms to take you sort of down the vertical away from freedom and towards tyranny. Of course, they always say it's going to be just temporary, just 3 weeks to flatten the curve, but it's never temporary, is it? And that 3 weeks turned into 3 years very quickly, didn't it? And it might seem like we've kind of moved back up the scale towards freedom, again at the moment, but there is all kinds of threats, 15-minute cities and all of this kind of thing, which is designed to take us down the scale to there. And I think that is where we differ from the powers that shouldn't be. They want to take us down that way, we want to go up that way, and all of this here, basically I'm just going to scribble out that whole left and right thing, just going to scribble that all out, because that is just a total distraction as far as I'm concerned. So with that said, I'm going to probably mention the Oxford thing pretty much every day this week. I mentioned it yesterday, and it is this gathering up in Oxford city centre, Broad Street, at 1 p.m. this coming Saturday, the 18th of February. And all indications is that the event is going to be absolutely epic. If you don't know about it, it's to kind of rally against the whole 15-minute sort of city thing, 20-minute area idea, which is really designed to restrict your freedoms and take you down the path of tyranny, like I just showed you there on the chart. And this is how we protect our freedom and get ourselves back up that vertical towards the freedom, by attending these sort of events and making it very clear to the powers that shouldn't be that we do not consent. And that's why feel these events are very important to attend. Obviously, I'm going to be there, and I've heard so many people saying that they are going to be going as well. I think it's going to be very well attended. There's people who used to go to the London events who haven't been for a while, but they're going to be going to this thing this coming Saturday in Oxford, and many other people who perhaps haven't ever been on any of these kind of things before in their lives who are going to be going as well. So I think it's going to be absolutely huge. It could even get to the scale of the very biggest events we saw in London in 2021. Wouldn't that be absolutely superb? That would just send a massive signal to the powers that shouldn't be, wouldn't it? So I'm definitely going to be there, and I would encourage anyone watching this, if you can possibly get yourself to Oxford on Saturday, 1 p.m, Broad Street. I think it's going to make a difference. So going to leave it there, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.